is one of the most beautiful yachts ever made. Hetairos, the cutting-edge sailing yacht that is both innovative and retrospective. Sorry, on their website right now. When Hetairos crossed the finish line in Virgin Gornon, British Virgin Islands on 30th November, it takes the line honors in the Transatlantic Super Yacht Regatta and Maxi Yacht Cup in 2011. It didn't just mark the end of a 3,000-mile crossing, but rather the end of a journey that started in 2003 and which pushed every boundary of design innovation along the way. Her passage of time of 8 days, 10 hours, 58 minutes, and 30 seconds meant she had an average 15.12 knots, an impressive figure for a 66.7 meter yacht, effectively undertaking her first serious voyage. The top speed was recorded 25.7 knots. That's freaking fast on the water. Hetairos, her captain, Vincent Vercoy, Hetairos always sails faster than the wind in all conditions, no matter what the angle. She feels and reacts like a much smaller yacht. Well, that much sail area, yeah. That's turbocharged, you know what I'm saying? In sentiment, echoed by Erica Wasson, who joined Hetairos as a crew for the transatlantic race. She wants to reach, he says, she is happiest at true angle of 125 to 135 degrees, which is her optimum downwind angle. Wasson is a good position to know as a naval architect with Dyskra Naval Architects. Hopefully I butcher names anyway. So he is responsible for her lines, styling, sail plan, deck plan, sail handling systems, deck gear development, and as well as calculating and watching the weight, budget, and developing a lot of innovation approaches to the innovation existing technologies that the design required. He has been innovated with the project since Genesis in November 2003. Okay. The initial brief from the owner, he tells me, was to have a yacht that could make long crossings and race as fast as possible, yet still be capable of transiting the Panama Canal that limits your mast height. So we started with a maxi rig plan as a catch with the 62.5 meter air draft, and made several sketches around it. Pretty soon we came up to a pilot cutter lines, which gives you the longest waterline length and the highest potential speed potential. It would take a while for her owner to get used to the idea, but for Hetairos carries traditional overage with a clipper bow. Although the pilot cutter does not come with proven heritage, its earlier times they were known to sail well and to be capable of cutting through water and waves. The owner was keen on to retain a historical link with his new build and keep the classic look, but more than that, he placed the particular set of criteria at the heart of the project would prove a considerable challenge to meet. He wanted to have a winning boat. Countess continues Wasson on rather the max speed potential from his air draft to extract every possible and leave no stone unturned in trying to reach it. It was about to try and save weight in every aspect, even when even it would mean unconventional solutions. So began the process of creating one of the most remarkable super yachts yet built. Between 2003 and 2006, several studies were made looking at every aspect of design, from the beam variations and to construction materials, to make the most complicated. The owner briefed requires only the fastest yacht possible, but also one capable of cruising on extended shallow bays and anchorage. This guy, yeah. Yeah, I want the moon. Here we go. 2006 had worked up a number of designs in consultation with composite specialist SP Gurrit, and with the hull shape fine-tuned Rachel Hughes. the lines were set and the green light was a given. Baltic Yachts in Finland was chosen for the build, and Justin Cornelsen and his team were brought into the project manager. Ocean Yacht Systems developed the twin retractable thrusters that form the heart of the propulsion system, while APM in Italy created the lifting mechanism for the keel and rudder. Nothing would be standard. The Wreckman developed 3 unique underdeck furlers for the yacht. Even the glass for the deckhouse was specially made for the project. Tissile Industries, in fact, according to Frequenoi, the only standard item on Hetairos is the light in the engine room. in every respects, every level she is remarkable feat of ingenuity, innovation, construction, but demands on those were considerable. The job of creating an interior fell to Rhodes Young Design. I worked on the previous Hetairos and also the owner's house. So we knew each other quite well, recalls Dick Young. He didn't want the yacht to be just another classic boat. He is a very detailed-oriented man. I work for a very wealthy guy, and these millionaire type guys, they'll give you all the time in the world to build something, but it has to be perfect. Yeah, that's the only part they care about. I don't care how long it takes, just make it perfect. And they all seem to be guys that always have attention to detail as well. Just my observation. The biggest challenge would be proven to create an interior that matched the strict weight requirements dictated by the no-compromise approach to the project. With the carbon build of the interior, it is so integrated. Young explains that you can't just waft in it with your decorative head on. You have to you've got to have a technical approach. The result is spectacular. We dreamt up the story to hang the interior style. Young explains, the story is she was formerly a commercial boat, brought and lifted out as a yacht, but in stages. So the interior, you can see the old wooden structure on the floor. So you got some weird structure stuff going on, like you would expect to see on an old cargo boat, where no one cared about the finish. The idea then is that she's been through a refit and going through the Orient. So you have 3 distinct layers: the old commercial coaster, the yacht fitted with colonial style drawings from Raffles Hotel and French Caribbean detailing, and finally decorative Oriental touches. The interior layout began with the forward deckhouse, and which presents seating and dining with a view for guests. A few steps down under the saloon, which links directly to the lower level forward companions and adminships dining room, and starboard opposed to the cozy lower saloon, complete with piano. 4 of the 2 4-guest cabins on board, with the other 2 access down at the aft from the upper saloon. Further aft is the owner's suite, complete with the separate entrance to the deckhouse at the rear, which also forms private office area. The master suite itself comprises of a sleeping area, a comfortable seating area, a dressing area, a large suite bathroom, while the deckhouse around the base of the mizzenmast, which passes through the central part of the suite, features a ring of skylights giving spectacular view straight up the spar. Okay, the large, well-equipped galley lies port to the root of the main mast. The cabin gets its own cabin opposite. The rest of the crew cabins, 4 in total, lie further forward, the aftmost 2 of which nestles under the mezzanine level crew mess, which is often direct access forward to the station around the base of the main mast. Perfect for operating the yacht without disturbing guests in the main cockpit. The forepeak offers storage and laundry. The finish of the interior itself is remarkable. The furniture detailing is used wood varies from one space to another, as the interior has grown with the supposed history of the boat, from sustained cherry in some areas to teak to limited ash in others. Furthermore, I don't know why you'd put ash in a boat if you wanted to keep it light, but hey, the elements were specifically designed as an age to mimic what might have looked like if the yacht really were built 100 years ago. The stained walnut floor planks are not cut quite straight and include Fowlkes repair and butterfly joints. Grit was mixed with the epoxy between the planks, suggesting a century accumulation of dirt. Okay, further was designed the look pre-daged of the cherry wood, for example. It is not stained but also carries an added patina. It was challenged for the interior company, Allsberg, says Young, to throw stuff at it and hit it with chains, rub it in dirt before varnishing. It was all beautiful, sprayed and painted. The interior wouldn't have felt soft. Oh yeah, if it was all beautiful, yeah, it wouldn't have felt as soft. Likewise, the white paint and deck head were deliberately applied over the slightly darker undercoat with a rubbed, brushed, and created direct rouge brushstrokes to create the impression of the surface had been painted over many times. The effect is extraordinary. This is not only some might terms shabby chic, but rather emotive, the genuine belief the creation of the century-old coaster luxury yacht. So anyway, that's just, yeah, I just, think this is just a really, really, really beautiful yacht to begin with. Always wanted to do a thing on the super yachts, and lately I've been working on my little, it's not a boat, it's a yacht, my little 26-footer. Would be used for an anchor on something like this, I guess. But what you call it, the levers on the head handles are probably worth more on this than it is on my boat, but my whole boat's worth. But all kidding aside, definitely a beautiful piece of technology. Love sailboats. The mega yachts are always something awesome to look at. It's nice to see when people build things, whether you like the look of it or don't. You really have to appreciate when things are built just to be the best, and not to be put out there as something as an mass produced, or the uniqueness of it is what probably 99% of the beauty is. The unique that there is only one like it. There are several other mega yachts out there, but there's nothing quite like this. You see this thing, the furthest distance on the water, you don't even have to be, if you know the boat, you don't even have to be told what boat it is. You know what's heading at you or crossing your path just from the water lines, because it is so distinctive. And that's probably 99% of the charm and the beauty of it, is that not so much the price, it's just the uniqueness of it. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. Rate, subscribe, share, comment, and like. G'day, hi, and welcome. I think this is one of the most beautiful yachts ever made. Hetairos, the cutting-edge sailing yacht that is both innovative and retrospective. On their website right now. When Hetairos crossed the finish line in British Virgin Islands on 30th November, it takes the line honors in the Transatlantic Super Yacht Regatta and Maxi Yacht Cup in 2011. It didn't just mark the end of a 3,000-mile crossing, but rather the end of a journey that started in 2003 and which pushed every boundary of design innovation along the way. Her passage of time of 8 days, 10 hours, 58 minutes, and 30 seconds meant she had an average 15.12 knots. An impressive figure for a 66.7 meter yacht, effectively undertaking her first serious voyage. The top speed was recorded 25.7 knots. That's freaking fast on the water. Hetairos, her captain Vincent Bercoy, Hetairos always sails faster than the wind in all conditions, no matter what the angle. She feels and reacts like a much smaller yacht. Well, that much sail area, yeah, that's turbocharged, you know what I'm saying? In sentiment, echoed by Erica Wasson, who joined Hetairos as a crew for the transatlantic race. She wants to reach, he says, she is happiest at true angle of 125 to 135 degrees, which is her optimum downwind angle. Weston is a good position to know as a naval architect with Dyscra Naval Architects. Hopefully I pronounce. I butchered